who wants to step into the pocket. Do you have what it takes? And now, the Pocket Presence Podcast, presented by FRESHOUSE Juice Bar and PILBROIII Inc.
How's it going, everybody? And welcome to another edition of the Pocket Presence Podcast. I'm your host, Dante DiTomasis, alongside my co-host, Nick Saps.
Hello.
And here we are, guys. Week 4 is in the books. We're on to Week 5. Nick, how was Week 4 for you?
Week 4 was fantastic. Cincinnati won, and I believe I only lost one fantasy matchup, so I can't really complain. You?
Well, I'm quite happy with my Dolphins. You know, they fought hard against Russell Wilson.
They did. It did really come down to the end.
Very well.
Yeah.
They limited Russell Wilson at his worst fantasy point game.
Uh-huh.
So I was quite excited about that. We're competing in games. We're playing strong defense. So we'll see. I did okay in fantasy as well, 3-1.
Not bad.
So, but, you know, it's part of the game, and, you know, you hope to go 4-0, but it is what it is.
It's always been my dream to go undefeated, but it's fantasy, so you're always going to lose.
Nick, I'll tell you what. I think it's time to get juiced up.
Let's do it.
You know what, guys?
I'm pumped.
Let's do a double juice up. How
Double
about that?
juice up? I'm ready.
You're gonna get juiced up.
I'm ready.
I'm gonna get juiced up.
I'm ready.
But before we get into that, we'd like to thank our sponsors. FRESHOUSE Juice Bar. Check them out, guys. They got 2 locations, Kiel and Major Mac, and one at Pine Valley and Highway 7. Go to Mike for the freshest of the freshest of the freshest. Even if you want to chug it with us, send the video to Mike and you can chug it with us just like we do on set.
It's a great idea.
And of course, PILBROIII Carpentry. For the PILBROIII family, they've been doing it for over 30 years for all your carpentry needs. They build homes, not houses. Nick, here we are.
Let's roll.
It's finally time to get juiced up.
Let's do it. I'm super thirsty right now.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go, guys. Week 4 scores presented by FRESHOUSE Juice Bar. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Uh-oh, he's a little slow. And
Gotta work on my chugging game.
Gotta work on your chugging game.
Gotta work on the chugging game.
That's all right. All right, guys, here we go. Thursday nighter, absolutely pathetic game between the Broncos and the Jets. Melvin Gordon, 2 touchdowns. Broncos take it 37-28.
Adam Gase should be fired.
Seahawks and Dolphins. Russell Wilson had a great game, as well as Miami's defense. They kept it really close, but the Seahawks take it 31-23. New Orleans Saints, Detroit Lions. Detroit really got up in the lead in this one. Matthew Stafford was on fire at the beginning, but the Saints came marching in, and they won 35-29.
Matt Patricia, bad coach.
Arizona Cardinals, Carolina Panthers. The Panthers have been playing really well under that new offense. Teddy Bridgewater's looking fantastic. Panthers take it 31-21.
Arizona sliding.
Jacksonville Jaguars and your Cincinnati Bengals, Nick. Joe Mixon came out to play in this one, 3 touchdowns. Joe got unleashed in this game. Cincinnati takes it 33-25.
Should be 3-1.
Cleveland Browns and Dallas Cowboys. What a ridiculous game this was. Cleveland guys put up 49 on the Cowboys. Kareem Hunt, Odell, everyone, you name it on that team had a monster day. Cowboys always trailing, and Dak Prescott is a fantasy machine. Browns take it 49-38.
The Dallas D sucks.
Minnesota Vikings, Houston Texans. What an incredible game, back and forth this was. Deshaun Watson couldn't do his thing here. Bill O'Brien got fired because of this. Vikings take it 31-23.
See ya, Bill.
LA Chargers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Herbert versus Brady. What an absolutely incredible game this was. Herbert had a beautiful touchdown pass in this one. Tom Brady and Mike Evans hooked up, even though there was a scare for Mike Evans. Bucks take it 38-31.
Herbert looks good.
Baltimore Ravens, Washington football team. Lamar Jackson with his beautiful 50-yard TD run. Antonio Gibson had a really nice game for the Ravens as well. The football team. And Terry McLaurin. The Ravens take it 31-17.
Fantasy stud McLaurin.
New York Giants and LA Rams. This was a pathetic game.
Brutal.
I thought it was going to be a blowout, but what an ugly game to watch this was. I don't even want to talk about fantasy in this game. Rams take it 17-9.
Jalen Ramsey and Golden Tate beef.
Oh, big time. Indianapolis Colts, Chicago Bears. Apparently, Nick, with this game determines the president of the United States. I don't know if you guys know that, but the Colts take it 19-11.
Nick Foles not the answer. Mitch Trubisky not the answer. Bears need to draft a QB.
Buffalo Bills, Las Vegas Raiders. Oh, this was so exciting on paper, this game, and it really lived up to the hype. And it was really, really close. Bills take it 30-23.
Josh Allen MVP.
Philadelphia Eagles and San Fran 49ers. What a huge upset in this one. Everyone's thinking 49ers, 49ers, 49ers. Literally everybody on Sunday NFL Countdown there. Eagles take it, 25-20.
Eagles still suck.
Monday Nighter. We had 2 games in this one because of COVID and Cam Newton. New England Patriots, Kansas City Chiefs. Really low-scoring game here. You thought the Chiefs would just score at least 40 on this team. But New England kept it close. Clock management was very effective, but still the Chiefs covered, and they did great, 26-10.
Brian Hoyer ain't it.
Atlanta Falcons and Green Bay Packers. What a mess the Falcons are right now. Julio Jones got banged up in this one again for the 100th time, really.
Yep.
Packers take it 30-16.
Robbie Tonyan, big game.
And that is the Week 4 scores presented by Fresh House Juice Bar. Nick, that was the recap for Week 4. We're on to Week 5 now.
We are on to Week 5.
What were some of your takeaways from Week 4?
Some of my
Who'd you
takeaways. I really like the Carolina Panthers. You know, they aren't going to win anything this year, but they've shown that they can be competitive and steal a few games. And listen, Matt Rule is going to build something special down in Carolina, just like he did with Baylor. And I'm really excited for them and for their future. How about you?
I think that's a great thing. You know what? You know what's the thing with me? The Houston Texans. I got to bring this team up because thank God Bill O'Brien is fired. I don't know what the heck they were waiting for, really. Yeah, the guy is the GM and the head coach. What a mess of a team.
Yep.
And then, of course, insult to injury. Let's lose to the Vikings as well, who
were also 0-3.
Exactly, but I mean, Dalvin Cook had a monster game.
Yeah.
But that something was fishy there for me, you know.
Yeah.
And of course, the whole COVID thing.
Yes,
you know,
the COVID thing is...
It's a nightmare. It cost us the Steelers and Titans, 2 undefeated teams.
Which was going to be a good game. Really looking forward to that game.
Yeah, I mean, it's got postponed now, but...
And that's why I lost one of my fantasy leagues, because I have Derrick Henry, and, I mean, you know...
Do you think we'll lose the Titans again this week? With a new COVID test now coming back for them, positive?
Yeah, I saw 2 players testing positive, and
wow.
There were rumors, and I mean, it's not really a rumor if they got proof, and there was a picture of all the Titans working out when they weren't supposed to. And listen, I mean, it screwed over the Steelers because their bye was in, what week was that, 4?
Yeah.
Week 4?
Yeah.
I mean, listen.
They got moved to 7 now.
Technically, if you want to get really, really, really technical, that's technically week 4 of the preseason.
Yeah.
So,
and
listen, Ben Roethlisberger had just come back from an injury.
Right.
And he's still getting into the flow of things, as you can tell by their offense. They start slowly, but, you know, they come on in the end. But listen, Pittsburgh and Baltimore, I believe, got switched around. Baltimore and Pittsburgh each had to switch up their bye weeks, all because of the Titans. Yeah. And now, listen, the Bills game is in jeopardy. I mean, the league has to punish the Titans for breaking protocol, and whether that's forfeiting, suspension, fines, they got to do something, because this can potentially cost the NFL its season. I mean,
well, it's pathetic.
It could eventually get to this point.
Like, listen, you're telling me, like, this is a precedent too for the other teams.
Absolutely.
And what the NFL is doing here, they got to take action immediately.
Absolutely.
Roger Goodell, I know a lot of people hate you, but now you're just fuel to the fire, buddy. Come on, let's do something here.
Agreed.
You know,
agreed. They need to do something.
I have Derrick Henry on a team as well, but I don't care at this point. You know, you got to take care of your health.
Yep.
You got to do something here. Mm-hmm. What the heck is going on?
And I saw
pathetic.
a quote today from the Eagles cornerback Darius Slay. He said they probably shouldn't have even played the season.
I mean, he's got a point.
He does have a point, definitely.
You know,
listen,
if they want to be selfish, let's be honest, this team is straight up selfish.
Yeah,
that is ridiculous. Like, you're going to cost, 32 other teams a chance at the Lombardi this year by really not following protocol.
Yeah, and getting tons of other players in this league exposed to the virus, and
exactly.
They could contract it, and they need to smarten up. I mean, that's
2 weeks in a row.
Ridiculous. No, absolutely, it's absolutely correct, and I hope that the league does take action sooner rather than later, because listen, you're leaving Buffalo in the dark, and you're leaving every other team that plays you.
Yeah. Well, we just had another test too. I think Stephon Gilmore.
Yep.
So imagine if Mahomes has COVID as well.
Yep.
The NFL's golden boy. Let's be honest here.
It's true.
The NFL's moneymaker is Patrick Mahomes because everybody wants to watch him.
Yep.
So, I mean, God forbid that happens, but if he gets it, then there's no point in watching the NFL this season.
Absolutely.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a wrap. So we'll see what happens. But Nick, let's move to Week 5.
Sure.
Hopefully, if there is a Week 5, who are some of the waivers that you're looking for?
I'll give a quarterback, and I'm gonna say if he's still on the waivers, go pick up Justin Herbert. He looks great. That touchdown he threw to Jalen Guyton when he was backpedaling and he dropped a dime right into him. That was gorgeous.
Yeah.
That was gorgeous. And listen, he can get it done with his legs too. And I like the matchup this week against New Orleans. They've been giving up a decent amount to fantasy quarterbacks.
Matthew Stafford had a great game against them.
And I'm going to go with a tight end if he's not already picked up. It's kind of obvious, but I'm going with Bobby Tonyan on Green Bay. He had a massive game, and as long as I believe Lazard didn't play.
No.
Alan Lazard didn't play, and Devontae Adams didn't play.
Exactly.
And if that theme continues,
oh my goodness,
he's got a great connection with Rodgers, so go grab him.
Yep.
And what are you thinking for running back receiver?
Well, for me, I got to give another quarterback. I love Teddy Bridgewater this week, guys, and I mean, he's the reason why the Panthers are doing so well right now. His poise in the pocket, he's making the right decisions at the right time. Listen, these guys are without McCaffrey. So the way Teddy Bridgewater is running this thing, you never know. It could be interesting here. When McCaffrey comes back, his touch is going to be limited because Teddy Bridgewater is showing he could throw the damn football right now.
And Mike Davis is doing a great job.
Heck of a job.
Great job.
Panthers are playing phenomenal, but start Teddy Bridgewater. Atlanta's giving up a crap ton of quarterbacks.
Well, I mean, Atlanta's defense is just garbage. It's garbage.
It's not even in existence.
It's non-existent. I was just about to say it's non-existent.
It's a practice game.
And now that DeMonte KZ is out for the year, who's actually one of the only decent players in that secondary.
Keanu Neal, too. The guy's always hurt as well.
Yeah.
So, what a nightmare. But, Nick, let's move on.
Yep.
Some of the names that haven't been producing so far. Who do you got?
Well, Joe Mixon, up until his monster game against the Jaguars, wasn't really doing much. And listen, that's what you expect from Joe Mixon week in and week out, and that's how they're going to win football games. And when Cincinnati wins football games, Joe Mixon's always doing something. And I'm going to go with one guy that I thought was going to have a great season because he had a more accurate quarterback, and that's T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah,
that's T.Y. Hilton. I thought with Phillip Rivers he was going to have a great connection, but then again, the other day I saw a stat. Now, listen, I know you're not going to believe this, and I know some of these people watching aren't going to believe this, but T.Y. Hilton hasn't had a game where he's had more than 80 yards. I believe it was 87 yards. He hasn't had more than 87 yards since Andrew Luck retired.
Wow.
So with a full season with Brissett and now a quarter of a season with Phillip Rivers, he hasn't had a single game.
Wow.
With over 87 yards.
Wow.
And he got drafted in the 5th, 6th round because
incredible.
Listen, he had a more accurate quarterback, one who likes to throw the crossing routes and the shorter routes, and that's where he's most useful in my opinion. And
that's right.
and nothing. It's
ridiculous.
He's really disappointed me. Those are two that come to mind. I mean, we can go on and on, but those are two that really stick out to me. And
the Colts have a great O-line too. This is what I don't understand. Okay, I know they're 3-1 guys, but it's pretty ugly the way they're playing. Like, that Bears game was not convincing at all.
It's the defense that's winning them games. Their defense is the best in the league.
Like, are they thinking Blankenship is going to give them the ship? Is that what's happening?
I don't know.
Because they're just kicking their way to wins here. Phillip Rivers ain't throwing touchdowns.
Yeah, I know. It's true. So, but yeah, he's him and Joe Mixon, like I said.
But Nick, I got to bring up the elephant in the room here on your team, AJ Green. Shout out to Daniel, who's a big follower of the show. He called it. He said AJ Green was not going to have a good week, and he nailed it, so good for him. But I just can't see AJ Green, I don't know what's happening here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I thought there was going to be a nice connection with Burrow, but it looks like T. Higgins the youth movement in Cincinnati is here. It looks like
here.
It's
arrived. It's here.
So he's sadly going to be dropped.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I mean, listen, he was playing against the Jags, and their best corner went down, C.J. Henderson, and he couldn't get separation on anybody. Mm-hmm. He looks a step slower, like I've mentioned in prior episodes, and maybe he's still afraid of all those injuries.
That's true.
Like psychologically,
he's playing a little scared.
It does look like that. But listen, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Auden Tate, is great.
Yeah, it's a great core.
And listen, those are going to be the three guys.
It's true.
So AJ Green, like you said. Anyone else come to mind?
Yeah, I got to bring up Brandon Cooks. The Houston Texans. I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on here with this team.
Yeah.
They're a complete mess. But Brandon Cooks is not even involved. Like, this guy's not existent.
At all.
I mean, listen, you just traded DeAndre Hopkins, so I get Will Fuller. But
Absolutely.
It's like, Will Fuller even produced still with DeAndre Hopkins.
Well, and don't forget, they gave up a good high draft pick for Brandon Cooks.
That's right.
You're not even using your new shiny toy?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, not to mention, too, David Johnson, right? I mean, if you give away DeAndre Hopkins, you think this guy would get touches. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
You think this guy would get touches, or the offensive scheme would change. No, I'm Bill O'Brien, and I'm stupid, and I deserve to be fired.
Yeah, Bill O'Brien.
And that's what happens.
Yeah, he was in way over his head. Coach, GM.
It's a joke.
He was doing everything, scouting. But yeah, no, I mean.
What are you gonna do?
And the interim is actually a throwback. Remember Romeo Crennel?
Hey, man. I mean, but the thing with Romeo Crennel is his defensive mastermind. We'll see what happens there. I don't know if he knows too much of the offense, but I know that guy sure knows some defense.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there moving forward with Houston, if they can get it together.
Yeah.
But let's move on to a team that, that deserves to have a coach that gets fired as well, the Jets. All right.
Okay.
Does Adam Gase get fired, do you think, this season?
Yes, he is going to get fired this season.
During the season or after?
During the season. I don't know how you can. I don't know how you can watch them week in and week out and say that this guy is the answer. I mean, listen, he was supposed to be some sort of offensive guru.
It's embarrassing.
Quote unquote, and it's just pathetic.
Yeah.
Listen, the Jets are the worst. They're the worst team in the NFL, in my opinion. And another coach that I think is going to get fired is Dan Quinn on Atlanta.
Yeah.
I think they need to do a full house cleaning.
Oh, for sure.
Defensive coordinator. They just hired Dirk Cutter, and it's like, you know what? It's 2020. Dirk Cutter was a good offensive coordinator in like the 2000s, where he belongs because he's old. And
but
listen, it's all about innovation in the NFL, and Dan Quinn and Dirk Cutter and whoever the heck the defensive coordinator is. I mean, listen, it's just bad.
I agree.
So I believe him and Gase should get fired. Anyone else come to mind?
I think you nailed it on the head for now.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens during the season, but I mean, Dan Quinn too. Like, what a disaster for Atlanta. 3 games, or was it 2-3 games in a row?
They've had leads.
Yeah.
They've had leads in almost every game.
They've had leads.
Yeah, they've had leads in every game except for the Green Bay game. I don't think they led in that game.
Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So
I mean, they're also 3-1 if they can find ways to just close games out and get a stop.
Exactly.
Or get a crucial first down to seal a game.
Exactly.
So, I mean,
we'll see what happens there moving forward.
Yeah.
And, of course, Adam Gates, I mean, he gets maybe Le'Veon Bell back, but who knows? He's going to get a plotting stat. Who knows?
I mean, he's never really gotten him involved since they signed him in free agency.
Yeah.
So
No, I know. So, Nick, let's move on to Week 5. What games are you looking forward to the most?
Listen, I'm going to go with my own team again. I'm not
Bengals,
trying
Ravens,
to.
baby.
I'm not trying
Bengals,
to be.
Ravens.
I'm not trying to be biased. I'm really not. But listen, Joe Burrow's gotten more comfortable every single week.
Yeah.
And this Baltimore defense that he's going to play is going to be the best defense that he's played to this point in the NFL. And I know the defensive coordinator, Wink Martindale.
Yeah.
He loves to bring the blitz. He loves to disguise all the coverages. And I'm excited to see how Joe looks and responds to all that. And Cincinnati spent a lot of money on the defense in free agency. to stop the run. In particular, Lamar Jackson. They signed Von Bell, Mackenzie Alexander, DJ Reader, all guys that came from winning programs.
Speed, a lot of speed.
All guys that came from winning programs, and all guys that were great against the run and willing to tackle. So I'm really excited to see how they attempt to neutralize and contain Lamar Jackson in that ground game.
I mean, I think it's quite disrespectful, too, that Baltimore is a 14-point favorite in this game.
Listen,
we'll see what happens there.
Cincinnati needs to prove that they can hang with the big dogs,
this is their
the
game.
top teams in the NFL, and this is going to be a great measuring stick for where they're at as a team in general, and it's a great test for the coaching staff. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm really excited. And what about you?
I'm looking forward to two games in particular. I mean, one, if it actually happens, Bills and Titans. We got two undefeated teams. Something's got to give here. Hopefully, Josh Allen, could do his thing against a good Titans team.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry, we'll see how he does against a good rushing defense. So I'm really looking forward to the matchups on both sides. Tannehill can have a sneaky good game in this one. Tennessee's been giving up a lot to quarterbacks these days.
Yeah, the Buffalo front seven.
Bills, excuse me. So we'll see what happens. But also, too, Monday night, Nick, we got Herbert
Chargers
and Breeze.
And Saints,
Wow, what a game this is going to be. I mean, could Herbert outduel Breeze in the Alvin Kamara show? Is Michael Thomas coming back? I'm really looking forward to that game. And it's on Monday night. It's beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Herbert was trading blows with Brady.
Back and forth.
That was a really exciting game, Chargers and Bucks.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, listen, I'm also excited for that game, for Breeze versus Herbert. I want to see if Herbert can throw the punches.
Yeah, and Austin Eckler's out, so he's going to have to carry that load. Joshua Kelly is, presumably the new starter.
He's had some fumble issues the last couple of weeks.
Exactly.
Maybe Justin Jackson gets involved, and he can be another guy that you can pick up off the waivers if he's not owned.
Exactly. So we'll see what happens there. But, Nick, it's been great so far. That's it for us, guys. Before we leave, we'd like to thank our sponsors again, Fresh House Juice Bar. Check them out, guys. 2 locations. We chugged their juices.
Fantastic.
Unbelievable. The beet juice, it was really good.
I don't even like beets, but, when you're chugging it, to get juiced up and get pumped.
Exactly. Check out Mike,
tastes
guys.
good. Everything tastes good
amazing.
from there, man.
And
honestly.
Of course, PILBROIII. The PILBROIII family's been doing it for over 30 years, guys. Check them out. They build homes, not houses. Check it out. Check us out, guys, on Instagram at the Pocket Presence Pod, and of course on YouTube at the Pocket Presence Podcast for all our videos. Stay tuned for more episodes, guys.
Hoo day.